I rise today to speak on behalf of some of the Alaskans that can't speak for themselves. They haven't been able to testify at our committees because they're dead. They've been murdered by the most lowest echelon people that we have in our society. And unfortunately, for the families, not too many years go by after a conviction of one of their family members being murdered that they have to sit and listen to parole hearings in a fairly short time. So in this bill, we have eliminated mandatory parole and good time credit for murderers. Discretionary parole is only available after at least 2/3 of the jail sentence is served. Before this statute, or currently on the books, they would be available after 1/3 of their sentence. And if there's parole hearings, the family has to be notified, come in, put their 2 cents and relive those horrific incidents with their children or their family members. So this bill will change that. You will serve as a murderer 2/3 of your sentence. You can be the nicest guy or woman in the whole prison system, and you're not going to get good time off. I have a hard time believing, Madam President, that there's such a thing as good time for murderers. So this bill helps address some of the horrific incidents that families have to face over and over again with parole hearings and parole requests, and delays it as long as reasonably possible. Unfortunately, for those watching at home, we can't back time up, and we can't make these things retroactive. This is going forward. So we will do what we can to protect the families as much as absolutely possible from having to deal with these murderers again and again in these hearings. So we're delaying that. And I would like to address the budget impacts, Madam Chairman, if I could. It's worth it. Keep them behind bars. Why let them out early? Those are the most egregious crimes known to man, first and second degree murder. I don't have personally a lot of sympathy for them. That's for the minister and for the Lord. It's not for the senator from District R. I can clue you in on that. So we're going to work with the budget as we go forward. We all know we got huge budget constraints, structural deficits, and all the stuff that we've been struggling with here for several years, and probably for a couple more years. But we have the financial capacity to keep these murderers locked up. And we'll work through the budgetary process, through corrections, to try to minimize the impact on society of keeping these scoundrels behind bars. But that's where they belong. And then when they serve 2/3 of their time, then I guess there'll be an opportunity for a discussion if they're to be released or not. And I'm hoping that this will help the families as we go forward that have to struggle with these. I have several in my district, Madam President. I know it's a small part of this bill, but I think it has a huge impact on the good, upstanding citizens of Alaska that have to face these horrific family incidents. And with that, Madam Chairman, I'm looking forward to voting for this bill, looking forward to working with my colleagues on how to make it affordable and how do we stem the crime wave has been mentioned on the floor. But frankly, Madam President, I don't have a lot of sympathy for the criminals. Where's the victim's voice in all this? And I think they're hearing a little bit of that tonight, or this morning, I should say. Normally it's in the evening, but this morning. Madam Chairman, I'm looking forward to pushing the green button on this bill. Thank you.